Yeah. It's like I'm somewhere between I've missed it and optimistic. With the drive of a scholar, could've probably taught college history. But I'm not apologizing for nada, you got it twisted. If this falls upon deaf ears here, then y'all ain't listening. I've been learning sign language, trying to keep my mind active. My lady taught me the basics and I should try and practice. I'm like, maybe I'll keep my hand on my heart and the universe will understand me. I'm a man of his word. Like life ain't fucked me, I've been damaged since birth. But I feel lucky to keep my feet firmly planted on earth. Yelling first things first, I gotta finish what I started, man. Cause one more Marlboro pack might be my heart attack. Philadelphia put me up on the almanac and tell they sorry asses I'm the change that we want in rap. I'm the only one to blame for my altered path. I rediscovered the artifact. I should have been an anthropologist. I should have not made that so obvious. I'm shining, but they overlook me like Jack as a novelist. And Stan Kubrick's horror movie. All work and no play makes major, make oh so amazing music. I know I've been confusing my soul. I dream lucid with the three eyes in my skull. Where y'all keep two of them closed. Independent with my right ends, I'm losing the votes. Cause finding myself is like pursuing a ghost. But I assume I'm getting close. I've been trying to keep myself on my toes. I've been rolling with the cold wind blowing on me. I know it seems was me, but it's peace for the silence inside has been speaking to me. I've been trying to keep myself on my toes. I've been rolling with the cold wind blowing on me. I know it seems was me, but it's peace for the silence inside has been speaking to me. I woke up to a long list of shit to do. I woke up to a long list of shit to do. I woke up to a long list of shit to do, shit to do, shit to do, and none of it involves you. The truth is hard to swallow. We drive up in a fast lane to park up in a pothole. This could be your last day and you could be gone tomorrow, or become the president just to golf at Mar-a-Lago. You could write like Anne Frank or march with the Gestapo. You could rob a damn bank like motherfuck the 5-0. You could be the chief of police or at least a SWAT narco. But the freedom ain't free, you gotta swipe it with a barcode. Live fast, die slow, take the game hostage with a blindfold tied on with duct tape. My mind's a jail cell, my ego is his bunkmate. We should tell him farewell and show him all the trunk space. Rob it off for chump change, show them how they blood taste. Stockholm syndrome to the links between our cuffs break. Fuck face, now I swear you're dealing with a nutcase, so tough break. I'll show you how love pays up in this pre-dug grave. Wait, there's a part of me that's been reaching high. I don't buy.
What's going on? What's going on? How are you guys doing? Welcome back to another live stream here. If you're new, my name is Zach and this is Real Deal Futures. Make sure you read this disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. Nothing that you see here or anywhere else from me is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. You are responsible for your own trading decisions. I'm just an idiot here on YouTube. And yeah, go ahead and read all that. Let's take a look at this choppy type of Monday. Not a whole lot of movement. This is the 100-tick chart. It's pretty dang zoomed in, but I'm just going to let this one rock with you guys here. Show you my one full stop, 3 partial losses, all reduced risk, ending about $200 down on the day. Made myself available to catch these moves to the upside. We just didn't get follow through. On another day, even with 1 or 2 losses first, I'm nice and green on this one. But I like all my trades. We were near all-time highs. This is coming off all-time highs up here. This is our overnight high, and this is prior day high. At the open, straight VWAP chop, right? We had 945, flash PMI news. That was that big wiki candle right there. Chop around VWAP. As we start to push up and break prior day high to the upside, make sure you guys can see this. Yeah, what's up? Wake up a profit. What's going on, man? As we start to break to the upside, I'm getting long. That's first trade. We crack, session highs. We're cracking above this high here. Looks like we're headed towards overnight high. We've already cracked above 15-minute opening range high. This is not one of those situations where I'm playing to the downside after a break to the upside. I'm looking to get long. We pushed up, pulled back down, found support near New York anchored VWAP and session VWAP. Didn't continue. Took a $93 loss on that one. Again, light. I'm scaling in pretty light on this 100-tick chart. I want to get more aggressive, give myself more chances to trade like I did this morning. Pulled all the way back down. I said, you know what? Time to try it again. I felt maybe I managed this one a little bit too aggressively. Stop loss was just too tight below this level of structure. below 5-minute bar on the 5-minute chart. Maybe we just need to pull back to VWAP, and now we're going to blast off. This one showed me some profit. Again, this is a 1-to-1. I have that marked out here just so you guys can see. This is a 1-to-1 from this trade. With a stop loss down below here, I'd at least like to start to run towards a 1-to-1, right, before I'm taking trades off. I'll get the comments, never let a winner turn into a loser. I do that from time to time. Pushed up, this looked good. We got some volume, got some momentum. I like this to the upside. Bookmap was lighting up like we might be continuing this move. We didn't do that. Came all the way back down. I felt that if this was going to break and retest, my entry was right at that area. Didn't want to go stop loss to break even too quick. Cut it short about a third of a way to the stop out as we started to come back down. You could see how that one would have played out, would have stopped me over here had I left this whole thing on. So trade management, working out in my favor. Maybe on another day I close it here and this thing runs, but today it played nicely. So small loss on that one. Tried it long again here. Felt like we needed to come back down, and we might try to break to the upside. Nothing here is showing me that this is the big rotation back into the zone. So I'm trying the same long trade, staying bullish on it, and about the same stop out for 40, 50 bucks. Initial stop was way down here. This was like a 5-minute bar on the 5-minute chart. Felt if we weren't going to break to the upside and we were going to put this double, triple top here on the 100-tick chart, we were coming back down lower, and that's what we did. Closed out here. Again, tighter stop. Little less than halfway to the stop on that one. But just didn't push to the upside. I will journal all these. You guys will get the final P&L number. I looked for a long, a fourth time. I got in and closed it. I'm about $195 down on the XFA this morning. On one of the 5 XFAs this morning. Choppy, man. Just back and forth movement, right? I'm looking for a trend. I'm looking to trade with structure in the direction that price may continue if I'm not taking a really aggressive buy or sell off of one of these levels. And this is what we're looking at today. Yes, bullish overall, which is why I was looking long, right? But we didn't get follow through. We didn't break to the upside over here. We broke to the upside over here, but didn't follow through, right? I'm holding this trade for the push up. Had to come all the way back down in. Tried it one more time here. I thought, you know what? Look at this pull back and then nice big aggressive move back up to the upside very quickly. Again, had some volume and momentum behind this. That's what I'm reading to get into my trades. I'm buying into that buying pressure, and we come all the way back down below lows. Choppy, man. It's not a no news Monday since we had news this morning, but it feels like that. So yeah, man, it's a lot of back and forth these past couple weeks. Small profit, small loss, small profit, small loss, kind of just treading water. That happens. I'll put myself in the market, ready for some upside opportunity like I did today pretty aggressively. Trying the similar long setup multiple times. But if the market's not going to give it to me, it's just not going to give it to me. Preserve capital the best you can. Again, $200 on one XFA. Not really going to move the needle too far one way or the other. It'll get you your $200 green days that you need towards a payout. But had any one of those trades, started to play in my direction, this is what I was looking at. So, nice upside opportunity, right? I got stop losses down here, 33 ticks. I'm able to capture 2-to-1 or better in certain situations. Maybe I start to scale out. Maybe I don't hold all the way up there. But I like the upside opportunity on this. Just chopped around. So we're back at it. I'm on a little early from the time that I scheduled this. We are breaking to the downside here. Back into the range. This felt like we were just going to rotate down. I'm, interested to see that we found some support here again near VWAPs. Sellers seem to be trying to take this thing lower and they keep failing, which is why I was so confident taking longs on this. Now with this choppy back and forth movement, although we did come back up above these highs, right? At least above these, not for the initial balance. Maybe we're going to try this again to the upside. I'm going to have to try the buy a fourth or fifth time. We rotate back down into the range, start getting below VWAP. I might look for a short. I'm sure a lot of guys started to get faked out short here. This looked pretty bearish as we were coming down in. Again, looked like, okay, we're not going to continue higher. Lower high getting put in, breaking below the lows. We want to continue down. It was bought right back up. So, despite taking those small L's this morning, I'm still leaning bullish on this unless and until we really rotate back down in. gun to my head right now, I don't love a long. I'd like a short. Stop loss right above here, target way down here. But, you know, we are still kind of maintaining this slow drift to the upside, just really fighting to get above this level. And I don't think buyers have it in them today. Unless we crack it with some force and we're going to drift to the afternoon. You know, we got a few hours left for sure in trading for the day, so anything can happen. And that's why I'm on here trading. So, got a 50K combine loaded up. This is TopstepX, my preferred trading platform and prop firm. I have 5 XFAs, 50K XFAs with them. Got one on backup, 1 or 2 on backup in combines that are passed. And I got another handful that I am still trading. Probably going to transition to just the 150K. That DLL limit, daily loss limit, is gone. That makes for some really, really nice opportunity if you're going to stick with an account and scale. And I'd like to do that. When the market gives me some opportunity, I'll probably start trading these XFAs a lot more aggressively. Push to some payouts and look to rotate into 150K combines, XFAs that I will trade in combines fairly aggressively. It's kind of my MO. I like to trade the combines aggressively, although I really haven't been doing it the last couple of weeks. There's just no opportunity for me and my system. You know, maybe you are cleaning up, you're taking huge profits. You know, you're a range trader or you catch these small moves in between. I totally see that. I don't want to overgeneralize. I just talk about what I'm seeing for my approach and the market in front of me. So if you guys got questions, feel free. Chat's open. You could ask trading questions, ask about the approach here, the way that I trade. TopStep. I'm partnered with Get Edgeful and Bookmap. Finalizing Bookmap partnership. Excited to announce those two. Really, really awesome tools. I'll be showing you a whole lot more about those. Been talking a lot about Edgeful. Awesome statistic platform. Gives you all these nice reports. Breaks down things. Lets you shows you, what's more likely to happen than not on specific instruments at specific times. Can be very, very helpful. Save you, in my opinion, hours and hours and hours of back testing, which is the way that you would find that. And then Bookmap is my favorite order flow software that I have over here on the side. I've got the most advanced version of this loaded up, and it's probably going to make noise at a certain point because I have a couple different add-ons here. Large trade alerts and a sweep and absorption indicator that calls this stuff out. So you'll hear it make noise. I'm surprised it hasn't already. Yeah, I'm just checking it out now. Some other really cool features from Bookmap that I'm playing with as I'm learning more and more about it. So right now, not a whole lot, man. You could buy from down here. You could say, hey, Zach, we have, a really nice uptrend. We're in somewhat of a channel here. I see something like this, something like this. We're trending to the upside. We want to be buying down around the lows of this trend line, this, support area, looking for this push to the upside. Not really my approach. I'm a little bit more straightforward than that. I do see that we're above VWAP. This still does look bullish to me. I see that type of a markup on the chart. Right now, it feels like we're just kind of floating back down into this range, man. I'd love to be a buyer above all these levels. Breaking out to the upside, I'm going to try it long again. I think we have room to move towards all-time highs and then, potentially higher than that. If we're going to stay around this range, I'm not looking to short highs as we come up like we might break out. And I'm not looking to buy up every low as we come back into the range. I feel like we can rotate back down in. So a little bit of a holding pattern. Again, I wanted to hop on because I feel like we might see some movement. Again, I'm not going to look to buy down here. If we start to sell off, I'm going to look to sell into that momentum, catch a move back down to break 15-minute opening range low, initial balance, 1 hour opening range low. Gun to my head, that's probably the trade I'm taking right now. If we are pushing back up here, I'm looking long. Simple as that. Again, talked about this stuff in Discord. I'm a little bit more zoomed in here on the 100 tick and 5-minute, 1-minute chart. Increasing that frequency of trades. Looking to get some stuff on with you guys live here and be ready to roll when I hop on TopStep. I'll be on TopStep again next week on Tuesday for Power Hour. It's an interesting dynamic, this live trading. You get an hour to get a trade on and have it play out. maybe an hour. When I'm live here, I could take my time. Maybe I run for 2 hours, something like that. But yeah, nothing crazy from Bookmap. Again, you'll probably hear this thing make some loud noises. I got to adjust it. I think there's a way to do it in Market Pulse where you can quiet it down a little bit. But I actually like it. I like the sounds, the alerts. It can let you know when you want to look at the chart. Maybe I'm talking or doing something else. I have alerts that are essentially large volume traded in a really short amount of time, or large lots, large order being placed, being filled, I should say. The large trade alert. Good morning, bro. What's up, Juan? How are we doing, sir? Yeah, I think these markets, for the most part, are a test in patience, a test in your ability to stay true to your system, to not try to find something new that's going to allow you to trade within these ranges, and to preserve capital to the best of your abilities while still getting in the market when your setup is there. Again, when I break down this morning, handful of small partial losses, under $200 in an XFA, right around $200 in an XFA, with the potential on 3 trades to run to the upside, I'm happy with that. I'm taking that. I wouldn't be so happy if I took full stop outs with full risk and I was, maybe $600 down in an XFA. And I came back and I looked at the day and I went, it's somewhat choppy. Yes, you are pushed to the upside. Yes, you have a setup. You have a way to structure risk and get into the market, but is now the time to be pressing it? Have we been blasting off day after day and you got really, really clean structure and price action? Maybe that's the day that you press it pretty hard. You let those run all the way to full stop outs, or you size up if you're dynamic with risk management. I don't like to completely sit on the sidelines, although I have no trade days. Again, the way that I'm approaching it is those 3 trades were probably 1 full stop out. Really less than 1 full stop out. For the way that, I've been running a really wide stop loss and wide target looking for a much larger move for the most part. So you get yourself in and you try to structure your trades in a way that makes sense and balance sitting on your hands and not doing anything in these choppy conditions and, missing the move because you're being too risk averse. It's a fine line to walk. Wake up and profit. What's up? First red day. Let me read you guys some chats. Let's see what we got in the chat. Juan says, first red day after 7 winning days. Today was very hard. This is crazy range. Yeah, man. This is choppy. Beautiful 7 winning days. That's Bookmap making sounds, by the way. If it interrupts me too many times, I'll probably kill it. But I think it could be helpful to look at. Got some volume being traded right there. Maybe we're looking to break to the downside. That's what this looks like to me. Could go super, super tight. Try to catch a breakout to the downside right here. Wouldn't need it to run very far to get a nice winner out of that. I think a stop, way above highs, if we actually think it's going to move lower on the day, is more in reason. But again, this is still looking bullish. We can still push back up, kind of do what we've been doing the whole time. So I really don't want to get caught just selling the lows of this channel to the upside. So I'm not going to take it, but I think a sell with a stop just above here, targeting lows of the session, would be the trade. Maybe if we break this, I take a look to do it. Looking at a sell right here, guys. Just not sure if I want to try this. I might try it with a pretty dang tight stop. Just above this level of structure, just above these highs. Really targeting a breakout right away. Could start with one from up here with the intention of lowering it, or going to break even if it breaks out, giving it room to wick back up before continuation lower. If it's going to continue lower, yeah, I don't really have conviction in this. It's just choppy, man. You know, yes, we're coming back down into this. We don't have confirmed closures. By the time you get confirmed closures, I think the move's already happened. You know, like confirmed closes and, you know, holds below VWAP, anchored VWAP. Short looks like the play. Anything else on Bookmap just besides some volume being traded that's going to help me out? Lock it in for a second here, guys. I just want to see if we're going to start to break through this with some momentum. In which case, I'm going to look to just mark it in maybe with 5 micros. Look to take this thing lower. Oh, I'm going to miss the move. Yeah, that was looking good. That was looking good. Again, just feeling like I'm in the middle of the range here. Yeah. The intuition's good. The confidence just to be the first one getting short on that before we start to break this with a stop right above this area, just not there. Just not there. But that's the play right there, man. That's the short. Would you grab a 1-to-1? Again, this is super aggressive. You know, you're going right above that prior bar high, right above current bar high if you're in the 5-minute. That's pretty damn aggressive. That would have played pretty nice. 1-to-1, you'd have to see like 9 points out of it. So let's see what happens from here. We wick below all this, get bought right back up, and maybe we create this afternoon drift to the upside, or our seller's going to finally step in and take this thing lower, and we're actually going to end red. Let's see. Let's wait. We don't have to be the first one to catch it. Oh, yeah, man. Are you only trading micros on this 50K? No, man. I'll bounce between micros and minis. This is getting annoying. Bookmap, do I have to turn you off? No, I bounce between micros and minis. I've been trading micros primarily just for more flexibility. I don't mind looking at the MES chart, although it's a little bit different and it can be annoying to see that VWAP's in a slightly different area on very volatile and high volume days on the ES chart versus the MES chart. Slight differences. But I like micros for flexibility. I like to trade them in XFAs. Allows me to size down. I can scale in, scale out, size up whenever I want. The ability between minis and micros to trade with the same tick value is the same on TopstepX. You can trade up to 50 micros or 5 minis in TopstepX, so that is helpful. So I just find it to be more flexible. That short would have played. That was the move. Yeah, aggressive though. Really aggressive, right? Like I look at a trade like that and I could feel that momentum start to come in, start to read some of that volume, see it on Bookmap, see it on the tick chart. But like pulling that move over here with as you're coming down, that doesn't play. Over here, again, trying it, that doesn't play. So it gets tough on a day like this. I'm not buying, around the lows and selling near the highs. I'm looking for continuation. I'm looking for breakouts like that. Breaking out of this. And that's kind of how they play oftentimes. You get your shot, and by the time you're going to look to get back in as you break and retest, that's the move. But again, we'll see where we go from here. Maybe sellers step in and take this thing lower. Maybe this gets bought back up. Maybe we wick below, and on a higher time frame, this just looks like consolidation, crack below the lows, and then we are going to continue higher, back up to all-time highs. That is possible. So let's see if we get below 15-minute and initial balance, or if we come all the way back up. That's what I'm gonna be looking at.
Absorption sellers at 57.68.
We got volume being traded. Yeah, this is really back and forth though. Really back and forth. I'd like to see if sellers are going to hang on to this and try to bring it lower. What's your usual stop for 5 micros? Juan, it depends. It depends, man. Again, like I could structure a trade, kind of 2 different ways. When I was looking at that one short right here, as we're starting to break the low, I mentioned you could run a really tight stop loss. This would be 4 points, 4.25 points. Targeting a breakout. You want to see that break right then and there. You say, it's ready to go. If it doesn't break to the downside right now, I'm wrong. That's my thesis. You can grab a nice one-to-one quickly. I'm going to give this thing one more time. If it keeps going, I'm going to turn it back down. Actually, let me do it for now. There we go. I'll make it be quiet. Something like that, could be in store. Maybe I run a tighter stop loss. Again, the thesis of the trade is I'm watching this breakdown. Buyers have failed to take this thing higher multiple times. We had opportunities to do it. We keep running into VWAP. Yes, we found support, but I think right here, right now, this trade is going to break to the downside. I don't want to allow the trade to come against me. I'd run a nice tight stop like that. Another thesis is, hey, you know what? I think it's going to continue lower. But I think we might find some support right here. I'm wrong in this thesis. If we come all the way back up and crack these highs, I'm going to target, a much wider take profit and run a wider stop loss. So, on one day, the volatility is low and it's kind of slow and I'm running a tight stop loss and it's, 5 points. On another day, there's a lot of volatility and I'm targeting, a larger move and I need to account for that volatility. It's a wider stop loss. That's one of the reasons that I like micros. It allows you to size accordingly. I think a lot of guys in the futures market get caught up with set, tick stop losses, running, a 60 tick stop loss in NQ. That's what they do every day. That's fine on a day where, volatility is low and you can utilize that with some normal structure. I think you have to adjust for volatility. So I don't really pay attention too much about the average size, of my stop loss. I just size it on structure. I know on a day like today, that's a tight stop loss and that's a wide stop loss. On another day, this, 10-point stop loss is super tight. I can't even get it between something like this. It just depends. Just depends on the day, on the volatility. You can use the measurement tool the way that I do. I'm pretty twitchy with this thing. You saw me sizing this one up, eyeballing where I would place a stop loss if I was getting ready to get in. You can use a position size tool. I think most guys would rather do this. And, kind of just maybe you have like for the day, you got one kind of sitting on the side and you go, okay, let me see, I want to get short over here. And what does 10 points, to the upside and downside look like? Because it varies. And most guys are not staring at the price axis on their chart. You can use ATR, average true range. I think that helps a lot of guys out. If you're consistent with it and you actually pay attention to it on one time frame every day, I think that can be helpful as well. But I hope that answers the question. I'm more of a fan of sizing your trades to a specific risk. Like, let's say I want to take on $250 risk per trade, random example. Size in micros accordingly based on your stop loss to not go over that. That's what you should be doing. Volatility changes day to day, and the structure is going to be different day to day. You're doing yourself a disservice, I think, if you run a fixed fixed stop loss size, day over day and week over week. The system will perform great some days and horribly other days. But I talked about that a lot. We saw a lot of volatility come into the market in August. Guys that probably could have captured a lot of those moves were just running too tight of stop losses, too large a position size, and they didn't size down and widen up stops and targets to account for that. So just watching to see what we get, man. Quick break to the downside would have played with a tight stop loss. Again, I think if you trade like this, which I'm working myself into, much tighter stop losses, getting ready for breakouts, quick invalidation points, you got to be prepared to be wrong a lot. You got to be prepared to get wicked out of trades before they move in your direction. You got to be prepared to take a similar setup, I think, more than once, and size down accordingly to account for that increase in trade frequency. So, there are times when it plays really, really nicely, but yeah, on a day like today, that's really what I would have liked to seen. We'll see how that plays. So maybe it still moves in the direction. But choppy overall, man. Objectively, here's the trading range of the day. Here's the high and here's the low. Do we have a big move to the upside or downside? No, we're almost dead set in the middle of initial balance, the trading range for the entire session. We didn't break to the upside or downside. We're in between overnight high and low. It's a choppy day, pretty directionless sideways. This looked like we were going to move to the upside. Over here this morning, maybe we just need to crack down below these lows a couple times, even do it over here. That's why I was trying it again, playing this to the upside. Now maybe we break to the outside and drift, but within this range, it's dangerous, man. Dangerous. At least in my humble opinion, my humble biased opinion. Choppiness. Choppy ES. But I appreciate you guys being here. If you're new, what's up? Welcome. My name's Zach. I run a free trading Discord. You could hop in the Discord. Over 1,200 active members, sharing trade ideas, things that are working well for them. We have great educated discussions on guys that are, trading different concepts and strategies and how I might not prefer them, but maybe they work really well for them. Analysis every morning, my charts with all my levels, news, letting you know, hey, we got, 9:45 a.m. red folder news every morning. And then I answer questions, man. You can hop in there and ask me trading questions. I usually take the time to answer with a couple minutes in a voice message. You're struggling with something, you are not feeling confident on risk management or your approach, something with prop firms. I'm happy to talk to you about it, man. I really enjoy that part of the community. It's awesome. And if you're looking for a one-on-one coach, you want somebody who's going to trade with you live every morning, not as a signals group, not to copy what they're doing, to help you build a real all-encompassing trading plan, journal, and make measurable steps to the goals that you know that you want to achieve. I'm happy to talk to you about that. You can book a free 30-minute call to talk about my one-on-one program. Only have one paid program. Everything else I do for free. You get my strategy, my approach, I answer questions, all that fun stuff. You want to be working with me over 50 hours a week, one-on-one and small group setting, every morning for NYSE Open for 2 hours and twice a week for 1 hour through Zoom face-to-face. I'm your guy. Happy to talk to you about that. Book a call, Info in Discord, info on my site, realdealfutures.com. What else? Housekeeping stuff. Partner with Edgeful, partner with Bookmap. I'll keep you guys updated on both of those. I'll be posting more links, info in Discord. Working with 2 charities, and I'm going to be running a giveaway raffle coming up soon. Going to be giving away some Top Step accounts, raffle style. So you're going to have to make a donation, but I will. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm probably going to announce something like that this afternoon, this evening, maybe tomorrow. I got to put a little video together for that. Try to give back. Try to encourage other people to give back. Put some of my own money on the line. Help the charity. Help you. Help Top Step. Help me. Right. Mutually beneficial all the way around. Yo, what's up? We got some guys coming back. What's going on, man? Good to see you again. Hey there, appreciate you. Seen you on Top Step TV. They drive me nuts. You're a straightforward shooter, sober and straightforward. Yeah, man, I try to be. I like the guys on Top Step TV as well. But yeah, I try to be as straightforward as possible. So I appreciate that, man. I approach things very simply. You know, I give you my opinion on everything that's out there, but I try to maintain an open mind, right? I just posted a video. I think I scheduled it for later. Talking about giving people, you know, the time of day, even if they're talking about something that's way out of the realm of what I think is the way that trading should be done. If it's something that I feel is harmful or really going to hurt beginners or just, you know, really not the right way to think about stuff, I talk about it, but that's my opinion. You know, what works for me might not work for you. And I don't know everything. Nobody does. Afternoon. What's up, Mike Z? What's going on, man? Sitting here watching a choppy market, hanging out with you guys. You know, I make my commitments. I'm going to be live. I'm going to hang out. I really would like to trade. I have combines. This one resets in how long? Because I have it marked. You know, it's in profit like $400, something like that. I think I have a week and, you know, maybe a week on this one. I got 2 more that I got like 2 weeks on. I'm probably not going to let these, you know, rebill because I'd like to move into the 150Ks. But I just, you know, I'm not going to YOLO accounts. I'm not going to average down into stuff, start just doing random things that are gambling, right? If I don't have an edge, my entry is not present, there's just nothing here for me. You know, we had it here. When I was looking at the chart this morning, all this to the side, this looks good, man, right? You know, we're pushing to the upside. Again, I'm not a trend line ray guy, but just to, you know, to draw it out for you. We're pushing to the upside. You know, this looks good. I'm getting long up here as we're breaking above. I'm getting long again as we're breaking above up here. Nice tight stops. We just didn't get continuation. On another day, I think we cracked to the upside and run. And that's the, you know, that's the move that I need to catch. This just choppy back down into the zone, you know, choppy overall. I recognize overnight, you know, it's pretty back and forth choppiness. We came off these highs and kind of came into a little bit of consolidation. So overall, I wasn't pressing these trades. I wasn't sizing up and, you know, or running really wide stop losses and letting them come against me. Nope, they needed to play quickly. You know, best one made it 7 or 8 points in profit before turning back around to get stopped for a, you know, a small loss. But just not a lot of opportunity for me. Stay out if you can. You know, if your system's not setting up, if it is setting up, trade away. Yeah, right in the middle of the range, right? Like, let's look at this on a nice 5-minute chart. Zoomed out. Consolidation, choppy back and forth movements. Some of these were overnight moves, right? Like this was an overnight move and then kind of a choppy consolidating day where we broke to the upside and then came all the way back down in. Choppy back and forth over here. Here we are, you know, kind of just choppy back and forth. Rangy, you know, not breaking to the upside. Looks like we wanted to, right? Trying longs, just not continuing. So, yeah, man, if you're a range trader or you're trading right off levels, you're looking for reversals or something like that plays really nicely on structure like this, I give you credit, man. You know, if you're killing it these last couple weeks, I really do give you credit. Because I don't see most guys doing that. But just focus on myself and tell you that I've mostly been treading water. Out of the 5 Top Step 50K XFAs, I got 3 in profit, 2 that are red. I'm going to be probably net a few $100 down on all of them across. Just back and forth, man. Nice profit. Some of them run up. A few $100 in profit, back down to break even. A few $100 in drawdown, back up to break even. Just kind of that back and forth movement, man. Racking up a few $200 days on all of them, so they're all going to be nearing eligibility for payout, which is good. But you want to have some profit in there before you just go ahead and kill the account. So that's kind of where we're at, man. I said that on Top Step TV. I feel for guys that are really, dedicating time, trying to press XFAs or live accounts to make some money. It's not going to play too nice with you right now. This is where you just have to come every single day, fresh, ready to trade, ready to put your trades on, manage risks to the best of your abilities, and preserve capital if it's not going to work with you. You can't just tune it out and say, I'm done for now. And, I'm not trading the 4th week of September because that's always a bad week. I don't think taking that hard of a stance is good. But got to exercise some patience. And that's okay, right? We don't have to every day doesn't have to be a green day. It's a really nice realization once you get there. Every day and week and month doesn't have to be green. Just got to be making a little bit more when you're right, losing a little bit less when you're wrong, and hopefully winning a little bit more often than the time. You combine that together with solid risk management, make money in the long run. Just got to have that solid risk management to survive these times where it's not going to play nice with you. That's the important piece here. So buyers tried to step in, bring this thing higher. This looks like we want to come back down. I'm not looking to short it right now. But gun to my head, you said you have to enter a position right now, right here. I'm going short. Target down here, stop loss above these highs. That would be gun to my head trade. Target, stop loss. I see the volume, I see the momentum. I like it on the tick chart. I'm getting more and more inclined to trade off of it. I'm really getting comfortable watching it these last couple weeks. It is awesome for the kind of zoomed in, tight scalp style trading. I like to be buying into buying pressure, momentum to the upside, selling into selling pressure, momentum to the downside, and the tick chart can really display that. Bookmap as well, of course. And it can kind of call things out to you, this new feature that I got running, which I shut off because it got a little bit annoying. Def was a choppy morning so far. Up on combines, way down on 2. Got you. Number 4, $200 day. I'm at little XFA. Nice, dude. That's it. Locked it out. Still takes me too long to realize what is junk chop versus range. I got you. Definitely need to work on that. Yeah, man. And nothing wrong with that. Lock out after $200. You have to. Austin Silver has a great video about this. Shout out Austin Silver. And I have a similar mindset here. I think if you have a trading strategy that works well and is, turning good profits, and all of a sudden you're risking $400 or $500 per trade and you're cutting them at $200, in the long run, it's not going to work out well. But you might want to adjust your risk management and your approach to fit this requirement of hitting 5 $200 days in an XFA before you can even qualify for a payout. Because if you're a small loss, huge win, it's going to take you forever to rack up those $200 days. And there is a part of playing the game. Like that's the way he says it. Play their game. You have to hit those $200 days. So make that a kind of a new goal that is part of your your trading. Again, difficult, right? Different than if it was just a live account. You could just trade the way that you wanted to trade and, let the trade run. But that's a part of it. It's a part of it. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with shooting for $200 days and, not letting $200 winning days turn into losses. That's tough. It's tough to really explain in the long run. Again, if you're cutting every trade short, you're risking way more than the $200 and you're losing $500 on every loss, it's not going to work out too well. But it's a new dynamic that you have to pay attention to that's not present in combines or in live accounts. So, what's your opinion on fair value gaps? If they work for you, that's great. I haven't really studied them or paid a lot of attention to them. Before I learned them as fair value gaps, I learned them as imbalances. If you're trading on the 1 minute and the 5 minute chart and you have wide open price action to the upside or downside, basing that off of a footprint chart, it's called a stacked imbalance, or just an imbalance. And, that's kind of how I learned them. I recognize price likes to trade back over those. But as far as like the common, smart money camp way of discussing them and utilizing them for entries, inverse fair value gaps and all that type of stuff, I don't know. I don't pay attention to it. I think it's just too complicated, too much to try to wrap my head around. But if it works well for you, then that's fine. I think a lot of guys talk about it, and maybe it works well for them. I don't see a ton in my camp that use it and do very well with it, but that's just me. How do you manage tick amounts? I always keep it at 100 for ES. I've got comfortable on the 100 tick chart with ES. I see guys use it on NQ. I think the 500 tick is a pretty popular one. Again, just preference. I'm running is this a 5 minute? Yeah, I'm running a 5 minute chart on another day. Maybe this is a 1 minute. It's a little bit slower. But I like the 100 tick chart. I keep it really zoomed out again. So you watch somebody else that trades with the 100 tick chart. Maybe it looks like this. Completely different than the type of data and view is being displayed. I run it really zoomed out. I like to see the structure. I think so zoomed in is you can't really see anything. And then I think a 5 minute chart sidecar, kind of the Dakota from TopStep, his setup, really nice. Gives you the zoomed in view, gives you some structure over to the side. Maybe you pop out to a 15 minute on this. You kind of just take a look. It gives you a little bit more, overview. But for me, the 100 tick works pretty well. Fast enough without being too fast, and gives me the data that I want to see. Again, what I really like it for is it starts to, at least it feels like to me, over-exaggerate areas where momentum and volume comes in, and there's a lot of trading being done. You can really see it on the chart. That's helpful for me if I'm kind of trading this momentum, this volume. I'm buying into buying pressure, selling into selling pressure, that type of a deal. Maybe around breakout points. And I like the structure that it forms. It gives me real clear areas of consolidation and real clear movements to the upside and downside. It's on TopstepX. You guys can play with it yourself. Again, I don't think it's an end-all, be-all. I think it's more of a preference thing. Same thing where guys, are like, I swear by the 3 minute chart, and anybody else that uses anything, different is not going to make money. I don't think so. I think it's just, preference. Again, same thing with the 5 minute chart, right? You trade with one person, it might be, that's their 5 minute chart, really zoomed out. Another guy might run the 5 minute chart like this, completely different. So I think time frames are fractal for the most part, as far as time-based, different time frames. Use whatever one suits you. I think some stuff is really, really zoomed in. You want to be cautious, going less than a minute or 100 tick chart on fast-moving assets, and you might want to sidecar something on the side. Keep your head straight, understand where you are for the last couple hours. And then same thing with higher time frame. I think if you're trying to trade NASDAQ on the 4-hour chart intraday, you're probably not getting a clear enough picture of what's going on inside of all of those candles. And, you might want to zoom in a little bit. So, but everything in between there, whatever works for you best. Worked with guys that scalp really aggressively on the 5 minute chart. It works very well for them. I work with other guys that take, much wider stop loss, take profit types of trades, larger moves on the 1 minute chart, on NQ. So, and everything in between. Worked with a gentleman who's very successful using some crazy colored looking charts and a Heikin-Ashi chart, 1 minute Heikin-Ashi chart on the side. Excellent win rate, great risk to reward, great read of the market utilizing the tools that he uses. Preference, man. That's what I believe helps. Find stuff that works well for you. Trading is only as complicated as you make it. Keep it simple. That's my That's my quote. Zach, just curious, is TopstepX a true tick chart? I believe it's going to be similar to the TradingView deal. Although you can use, is my stream messed up? Is YouTube banning me for some reason? What's up, guys? Someone in the chat, let me know if I'm still live here. YouTube did this whole big flashing thing and says no viewers. So let's see what happens. Maybe I'm talking to myself, and maybe this is going to be the end of my stream today. But if you're on the chat, let me know. No. Okay, good. Still here. Cool. I'm sorry. It flashed out and said everybody was gone. What's up, guys? Yeah. Dean, to answer that question more, you are live. Awesome. Dean, to answer that question more specifically, the true answer is I don't know. I don't know exactly what information, what data they're using. I'm assuming that it's not level 2 data being used within this chart, because you have to pay for level 2 data and you're able to get the tick chart without it. So I believe it's more of a TradingView style, since this is a TradingView chart. I hope that answers the question there. But maybe it's a question for support. Zach, just we answered that one. Do you trade crude oil or gold? No crude oil or gold. Again, got comfortable on U.S. indices, came over from Forex, wanted to trade more focused on intraday. I had experience with CFDs, U.S. indices, U.S. 30 and NAS 100 primarily. I had the most experience with. Ended up on ES, a little bit slower moving. I talk about that a lot. Everybody always wants to know why ES instead of NQ or Dow. I see a lot of guys trading it. I liked how it was a little bit slower, tighter trending, just a little bit calmer than NQ, kind of the wild brother in the room. So it works well for me, but I don't think there's anything wrong with crude oil or gold or platinum or whatever else you want to trade. Again, I think it's a preference thing. You know, different things are going to work well for different people. Maybe you need the volatility and you're going to be able to read that price action a lot clearer on NQ, where it's going to drive me crazy and I'm going to get shaken out of good trades, or I'm going to get wicked out of stuff. Different approaches are going to fit better on different instruments. But I would tell you, just become a specialist. You know, whatever you decide on, whatever you test on, try to lock into one. I think a good argument to be made is that you will do better as a trader, right? You'd be more experienced, have a better read of a single instrument than you would if you had the task of trying to get really comfortable on a dozen. So I agree with that. At least 2 time frames to keep me in view of where we are. I can hyper-focus on a candle and lose track of where we're actually going overall. Yeah. Again, I don't have a lot of room on the screen. I'm trading live with you guys. I like one chart. I really do like one chart. And if I had to pick one on ES, the 1 minute's pretty good. If I was on NQ, I think I would trade the 5 minute if I could only trade one. But even with the 1 minute, I would run it pretty zoomed out, usually, and be able to, kind of look left. But I do like the 100 tick in 5 minute or 100 tick in 1 minute. Again, knew what chick tarts, knew what tick charts were. Didn't have access to them in TradingView without that insane subscription. I have the highest paid one outside of the professional stuff. And I don't have really a need to pay whatever it is, $200 or $600 a month just to get a tick chart. But they're available in TopstepX. So shout out to Topstep for making these available. Yeah, man, just choppy. I know we're just kind of yapping here with no trades. Choppy, man. I want to get trades on with you guys, but this is not it. There's nothing. This is back and forth, maybe slow drift to the downside. This short would have played for a quick pop and didn't really come back to entry. Back and forth choppy movement overall. If I zoom out objectively, to me, maybe not objectively, opinion, this is rangy choppy. I don't have a clear direction. We were finding support at VWAP and NY anchored VWAP. We were pushing the highs. We were breaking above levels on my chart. That looked bullish. We failed to go higher multiple times. We came back into the range to put lower lows in, and now we're getting low in this range. That's what I got here, guys. So I'll hang out. I'm going to watch it for a little while longer. I'm really not inclined to get short if we break these lows, but I'll let the market give me some more data, show its hand. I felt, if anything, if we started to break these highs again, we kind of drifted down and then started to pull the BS kind of V-shaped recovery. Not really V-shaped, but maybe we formed a V down here. I would look to get long and just trade that slow drift to the upside, that kind of zombie grind that we see on ES, but we don't have that right now. So we'll see. What's up, Austin? His ears must have been ringing. I was just talking about this man, ASFX. Go check out Austin Silver's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. The dude's everywhere. Great team. Really, really good, great platform. He is solid. And check out the podcast I did with him. Day trading show. Awesome interview. It's about an hour long. Dig through all the origin stuff. It was fun to do, man. You want to learn more about me, more about my trading? That's a great one. Thank you, brother. Thank you for hopping on. Yeah, hanging out in this chop, man. That's what I got. Mike Z, this is a great example of not creating trades from boredom. Our brains can easily create a move that is not there. Ask me how I know. Yeah, I feel that, man. I feel that. It's tough, man. It's tough. Again, I talked about it on Discord. I'm getting more zoomed in. Want to be able to trade live, continue to create a track record while I'm live here with you guys. Take some wins on Top Step TV whenever I get the shot to get on there, or at least losses or something, but put a trade on and structure it. But I don't want to just randomly take entries. That's not good trading. That is not going to work in the long run. Get lucky a few times, but you're needing luck, and that's not a trading strategy. Yeah, I think we're gonna watch this edge full stat play out. The both sides of the 15-minute opening range being broken. And if we do break it, I don't think we're very likely to pull back up and break initial balance high, which would be the other edge full stat. But let's take a look at the stat together since I talk about it and I'm partnered with Edgeful. Tell you how I use this in my trading in the morning. Let's go to opening range breakout. Make sure you guys can see this. Yeah. So this is Edgeful. Edgeful is an awesome platform that provides a whole bunch of these reports, all different types of reports for all different types of instruments, financial instruments, across different sessions and across different amounts, varying amounts of data. This is just one of many. This is the 15-minute opening range breakout report. What this shows, which you can see by the data here, over the last 6 months of data, during NYSE session, over 70% of the time, ES breaks both sides to the upside and the downside of the 15-minute opening range. The way that, and again, here's the report right here. You can customize it based on, you could say, hey, that doesn't work for me. I need a year of data before I'm comfortable with something like that. There you go. Gives you insights, clear insights into how exactly it played out. Example. Shows you an example of what it looks like, even more details, a whole report, video on the thing. It's sweet. And they do this for almost every one of their reports. But how I use this one in the morning. Oftentimes, ES is going to break, right? One side of the 15-minute opening range and come back up and break the other. We didn't get that really early this morning. I like to have this line up with market structure and price action. So if we're looking bullish in the morning, we're looking bullish coming into the open. We pull back down, crack the 15-minute opening range low. Maybe it's lining up with VWAP. Maybe it's lining up with an anchored VWAP. I like to take that long towards the top of the range, breaking above that 15-minute to the upside. Works out very, very well. I see a lot of guys trade that. Another one that I've been paying attention to is your initial balance breakout. It's kind of an opposite stat, right? Initial balance is the 1 hour opening range on ES. Over the last year of data, it's much less common that it breaks both sides. It's much more common that once it breaks out from that 1 hour opening range to the upside or downside, it doesn't come all the way back and break the other side. It can give you some direction. Again, kind of opposite to this 15-minute opening range. If we crack one side of it, it's not likely to come all the way back down and crack the other side. Does it happen? Of course. This is just stats. This is just data. But if you're trading short after breaking the initial balance high, targeting the initial balance low, you are targeting something that happens less frequently. Just objectively. This is objective data. That's all this stuff is. So again, you can break this stuff down by specific time frames. You could say, I want to know between 11 and 1 p.m., one of these reports, what happens. Break it down by weekday, see different skews between weekdays. It's pretty interesting. Certain days it's more likely to break both sides. Certain days it's more likely to only break one side, break out and run. Again, information, when it happens on the chart, examples, awesome stuff from Edgeful. Really, really awesome stuff. Those two, opening candle continuation I look at, and gap fill. Gap fill is another pretty interesting one as well. But what I was mentioning there is I think we're going to watch this play out. Break this 15-minute opening range low. Yeah, power hour breakout's a pretty dang interesting one for sure. I'll show you that actually. Let's go through one more while we're watching this. Because this is one that I wasn't really aware of. And some of this stuff you might say, yeah, that's really obvious, Zach. Once we break one side of the initial balance, we're not coming back to break the other side. Like, that's cool. Power hour breakout was an interesting one, especially because I'm trading power hour often, live here on YouTube or on TopStep TV. So this is an interesting stat. Let's see if this thing can load up. What this is showing, custom settings, from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., power hour in NYSE session, 3 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. How often of the time, what percent of the time, is a new low of day made and a new high of day made? Only 26.36% of the time over the last 6 months did ES put a new high of day at the end of the session, within the last hour of the session. Even less for new low of day. This is an example of one that helped me out, gave me a little bit of confidence to hold along in power hour as we were near the low of day. Because I know, just based on the data, right? It happens. It'll happen frequently enough. But based on the data, it's not common to see. It's much more common to see that low of day is not made. Can give you some direction, can give you some help structuring a trade, just some insights into what you're looking at. This one being so strong is not something that I expected. I figured, well, the market chops a lot, so that makes sense, but then it breaks out and runs. And a lot of times it feels like it just runs into the close. Not as often as you might think. Not as often as you might think. So, interesting stuff from Edgeful. I'll throw the affiliate link in here. 7-day free trial if you guys are interested. Again, I got disclaimers down on the bottom. I am partnered with Edgeful and Bookmap. I use both of them. I could have sold out a whole long time ago and made a bunch of money signing my soul to the devil with Forex prop firms and affiliates with them. No interest in doing that. But companies that I'm using, companies that I think this stuff is badass, awesome platform, intuitive, easy to use, provides some real value to traders. I'd love to put my name on that. Choppy, man. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get much, guys. I don't think we're gonna get much. Someone posted a sitting on your hands meme in the community today, and that looks like the move. But hang out for a little while longer, see maybe we get volume and some movement, but not a whole lot. Yeah, absolute Chop City. That's what the guys in Discord are saying. Agreed on Chop City. Yeah, nothing crazy on Bookmap helped me out above or below price. No major levels of liquidity that I'm seeing that we would want to run towards here in the near future. It's not a whole lot. So if you guys got questions, feel free to ask, man. Ask away. Trading questions. And if you enjoy the stream, feel free, hit like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Free means free. You don't have to do anything, but it can help me out with YouTube. And hop in the free Discord, man. Live trading here on YouTube almost every day. Analysis, charts, news. I answer almost every question that was sent in there with a nice voice message and an awesome community of traders. Yeah, man. I mean, zooming out on this, just looking for what we might see for the zoomed out on a 30-minute chart here. Zoomed way out on a 1-hour chart and see a lot of this structure. Cracked all-time highs. These bad boys back here. I'd like to see this move continue. I'd like to see the extension to the upside. Stonks going up, bulls back in town. Everything on this chart to me looks pretty dang bullish. Intraday, do we start to pull back? Do we correct again down to these lows? Do we need to, pull a crazy move to the downside before pushing up? Or are we not bullish? Are we not going to continue from here? We're going to turn back down. We're going to find resistance at these all-time highs. So I'm going to stay flexible. Again, I like the moves to the upside if we start to get them, but I'll be aggressive on the sell side as well. Try to flow with market structure and price action. That's the name of the game for me. And do my best to identify when we're just chopping around. How tight does a trade have to be considered a scalp? That's a good question, man. I don't really know. I don't know what the real qualification for day trading or scalping or swing trading would be. For the most part, I think if you are taking a trade that looks something like this, I consider that scalping. If you're looking really tight on structure, just trading off of 1-minute bar extensions and 5-minute bar extensions, I think that's going to be closer to the scalping move. There's way, way, way more aggressive scalping than that. I think if you're looking to capture, larger moves, maybe price, kind of wicks down and you say, I see support here around VWAP, and I'm going to run, a 12-point stop and a 15-point target. It's probably not scalping. It's more day trading, You're going to let the trade play out over the course of, 30 minutes to an hour. I think you're not really scalping. I think if you're looking at a couple seconds to a couple minutes, that's going to be, much closer to scalping. You're going to take more than 3 or 4 trades in a day. You're leaning into that scalping world. But I wouldn't worry so much about the labels, man. Just find something that works for you. For the most part, really, really high frequency, low time frame scalping is tough. It's tough. You see guys do it. You see guys that work with it and make it work. But most guys that I see scalping that are doing well, they are scalping. They're aggressively, trading, but they're waiting for the right opportunity to come. They're not just hopping on the chart and taking 100 trades every day. They're waiting for something to present itself based on their system, their approach, and then they start getting in pretty heavy. Maybe they're scaling in and out, so it's a lot of trading being done in a short time frame, kind of through one trade idea. But I don't see a ton of guys that are just scalping away on the chart. It's out there, though. TopStep had someone really interesting on the day that I was hopping on last week. I don't know if any of you guys saw the Manfred. Is it Manfred and Muhammad? It was two guys for power players. And this dude takes like 1,000 trades a day. I think on his highest day, he took like 5,000 trades. He was giving examples of it, and it was working. And he's hysterical because he curses a lot, like crazy colorful language. And Andre's on Top Step TV, like, dude, please stop cursing. All right. Like, we can say screw the market, not F your mother. Like, craziness. Ooh. But you know, there's different stuff out there, man. So you know, he was demonstrating, albeit in a practice account, that it works. This insane way of trading with two trailing, a buy stop and a sell stop. You know, averaging into positions, adding to losers, all this different, you know, crazy style, but. Maybe it works for him. Just find something that works for you. That's all you got to worry about. All right. Crack down below 15-minute opening range low and initial balance low. We found some quick support. Let's see. Does that start to hold up? We got some liquidity still sitting right down there in the 60s. That looks like we may want to push. Break and retest would kind of be it for me. Like, we're really going to continue lower. This is going to be a down day. Sellers are going to step in. That would do it for me. This is not a whole bunch of structure to trade off of. We chopped around back and forth and then melted into this right now. I don't have a clean way to structure a short. If I wanted to get one, it'd be way up here at best. Other than that, it's a really, really aggressive sell into momentum with a tight stop loss. Just looking for a quick scalp like the gentleman was we were talking about. Aggressive short from this area that would have played. Go back in the video and you'll watch me miss a short here. This was the closest I was to hitting a buy or sell button, and it would have played really well. I didn't love it with a structure up here, although that would have played out coming all the way back down. Taking that one really tight, watching us try to find support here at NYSE anchored VWAP and then continuing lower. Right here, looking at this on the tick chart and the 5-minute chart. Okay. Again, I think if you start trading that way, you got to be ready to take some dang stop outs with that tight of a stop, just targeting a quick pop to the downside. But that would have been the best setup throughout this session. But again, not super confident on it, man. For me, I think you're being the first seller that would work really well on the way down. We found support down here so many dang times that, you know, maybe this on another day is this right here, or this, or this, or this, or this, where we get bought right back up. So, you know, that's what kept me out. Not wanting to be the first seller. We've melted, pulled back a little bit, chopped around a whole lot, and now cracked this 15-minute IB and found a little bit of support, right? We didn't blast right through it. Sellers didn't take the thing lower just yet. Mike Z, I'll see you later, man. No problem. just watching this on Bookmap as well. ES feels like NQ right about now. Yeah, a bit jumpy. Yep. Just back and forth, man. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't want to sell this for a break to the downside. It's not a terrible play, but again, nothing up here is screaming at me that we've been so bearish, and now it's time to, sell into this selling pressure and run this move to the downside. Again, gun to my head, I'm going short. Tight stop loss, targeting a break below. I'd really like structure, and I don't think I'll get it. I think it will either not happen or it'll break and run. That's what I'm looking for. But I don't think I'm going to get that. Not on this. I think if we're going to break out, we might do it now and move pretty quickly. Is it worth it? Is it worth a shot? No, I'm going to let this one go. If it has to go to overnight low. I'm not going to count this missed. I could see it, but again, just too choppy on the day. Back and forth overall, bullish and then bearish into the afternoon. I don't have a strong conviction that this is going to run towards overnight low. What would give me that conviction is much more structure to the downside, and I don't think I'm going to sit around and wait for that because I don't know that we'll get it. That's the main reason. But I'll probably set a trading view alert, and below the lows, if we do come down and run, maybe we get some structure, and I want to take this thing lower. But right now, all I could see is a sell down around these lows. Not anticipating to pull back up before we continue lower. Looking at sellers stepping in to take this thing down below IB low and 15-minute opening range low. KBL1 57.57 pivot. Ooh, got a pivot point down here. I got you. Yeah, right. Kind of like kind of low in this area. Yeah, this is choppy, man. This is choppy. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Unfortunately, a no trade session, but good conversations and discussing why we're not just jumping into the markets for no reason. But hop back on tomorrow, guys. I'll be live all week, starting around that 12:30 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate you guys being here. Hit the like button if you like this on the way out. Hop in the free Discord. Be happy to have you in there. Live trading almost every day. Analysis, news, badass community of traders. Again, appreciate you guys all. Capital preservation is important. Yeah. Appreciate you guys being on here, and I will see you again tomorrow. Trade safe if you're trading the rest of the day.